So let's talk about what we're doing when we're preaching.
Okay.
One of my pet peeves, I suppose, is when I hear people say that we're there to preach the Bible. Now, there's an awful lot of preaching today that is really more teaching than preaching, and there's a similarity.
Or training as opposed to teaching.
Or training. Okay, there you go. That's right. So yeah, the teaching is supposed to draw out from educate, right? But now my sense is we have this big gospel story that the Bible gives us a narrative about, but we have a living God we are proclaiming to a people, and it always seems to me to be a smaller task to just teach people a text than it is to proclaim good news that has the power to unlock people's lives and to give them hope and direction.
Well, I would always say when people say we preach a text, I would say, now, what genre of text are we in, right?
Yes,
where are we? What does the text say? I love to start in on John 1, in the beginning was the Word.
Yes.
You cannot substitute the word Bible there.
That's right.
It just won't work.
That's right.
Right? And what we have in the Bible is not, and we also have to remember this, that written form is actually, we who are in the post-Enlightenment era, a more literate society, and not speaking pejoratively of orality, but people are talking story first. So the words that are written are actually the second form.
Yes.
And so
derivative.
Yes.
Not primary.
Yeah. So let me write this down before I forget. Right. This kind of thing.
Right.
So the Bible is an opportunity for us to see the complexity.
Yes.
And for that matter, the inadequacy of words. They're just, as Paul would say, thanks be to God for this unspeakable gift, right?
Yes.
I can't really, and all of us who preach know, I mean, this happens every Sunday.
Oh,
man, I wish.
There it is. I know what's coming.
I wish I had to say it, or I didn't get there. Almost, but not quite.
Right.
Any preacher who walks away and thinks that they've hit it over the fence.
Exactly. How many times we say, there was that thing I wanted to say, and I didn't get to it.
I didn't get to it.
Or then here's a different side of this. Someone comes up to us in the narthex afterward and says, when you said this, it was just the word I needed.
Right.
And I'm thinking, I don't believe I said that.
Exactly.
When did you hear that?
Exactly.
Was that in that sermon that I just preached over there? Because tell me more. And what the Spirit was saying, the real word was being heard, not exactly through the precise words we were using.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So there is, what's happening there is a mystery of encounter that happens in this proclamation event where people and the people of ages past encoded in the Scriptures, and the living presence of Christ and the Spirit in our Christian tradition and other traditions, other ways. All of this is an encounter happening.
Exactly.
It's,
and that's the best we can do.
Right.
Is create an opportunity, as much as is in us, for people to encounter this Spirit of God in that moment. It really is not, at the end of the day, I mean, yes, you've put some perspiration in, you've organized your thoughts, you've introduced them to some ideas, but ultimately, people are not remembering the moves of your sermon as much as they are living into the movement of the Spirit.
And this is what excites me still about doing ministry, is where else in our society can you go and hear someone for 20 odd minutes on a Sunday morning who is not trying to sell you something,
Right.
who is not trying to enlist you into their political party, who is not trying to get your money from you, who is not trying. Now, there are all institutional goals that sometimes we touch on in these things, but there is a sense in which when people come to church on Sunday, over and over again, you and I get to say, we're going to do something for good and for good.
Yeah.
This is free.
Yeah.
This is like the gift of God. This is free.
Right.
And here we are.
Right.
It's costly, but it's free.
Exactly right.
Right.
Exactly.
And what a privilege.
Right.
That it's just an authentic human moment.
Right.
With no strings attached.
No, and in a moment to say something that some of those people who come to hear us may not have heard all week.
Right.
That you are of value.
There you go.
Right. That
Right.
that you matter.
Right.
Who you are matters. What you do in the world matters.
Right.
And that God loves you unconditionally, not based on any kind of prerequisite that you have to do or be before God.
We don't need your social security number.
No.
We don't need your address.
No.
We don't need your financial records.
And if you're a felon, we're not gonna.
And you still get a vote.
Yes, exactly
In
right.
our church, you still get a vote.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Because you matter.
Because you matter.
You matter to God,
You matter
and
to
you
God.
also have spiritual gifts to offer to the body,
That's right.
regardless of who you are, and no matter what anybody out there says about
Right.
you.
Exactly.
What a great gift.
What a great. And I think that is our work.